Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Tigo.
And my name's Sean.
Welcome to episode 8.4 of the Level 1 Sidekicks E3 Recap Edition.
Which involves Devolver Digital and Limited Run.
Yeah, and also, it's the first podcast that has come out at 2. I feel weird. We're like speaking and it's like 2 in the afternoon and it just dropped. Like this is because everyone knows that this is live, right? So it's one of those things.
We do it live.
Yeah, we do it live.
As you're hearing it right now,
yeah,
is while we're doing it.
Yeah, we're absolutely not pre-recording this.
That isn't a day.
We've just sat in the same exact positions as the last podcast,
and we
by
waited
pure coincidence
exactly at 2 p.m. and started talking.
Yep. So let's start with Limited Run because they're the more interesting of the two companies, in my opinion.
Please explain to me what Limited Run is. Is it actually a company or is it a collaboration?
No, it's a company.
All
So
right.
it's a company.
It's a company called Limited Run.
Yes.
Oh, they did a lot of stuff this
No,
E3.
they didn't.
They did not?
No, they didn't. So, let me explain Limited Run and their space in the world.
All right.
Limited Run does have their own set of like games and IPs that they've created, right?
All right.
But the thing that makes them famous is they take really, really old indie games and they port them over to next-gen consoles.
So essentially, they make profit from other people's work.
But they get the licensing for it.
All right.
Yeah. And they port them onto next-gen and new consoles, but they also sell them physically. So like Octodad, you could go out and buy a CD for.
All right.
And so that's kind of what they do, and that's why that list for the Limited Run is so
Enormous.
Yeah, because a lot of it is like there are some like new games that they're doing, which would be like Double Switch and other things. Like I think it was Corpse Killer was also one, but then there's also a lot of things that they're just porting over, and so it's one of those things like Metal Slug, right? Like that's a game that already exists. Super Meat Boy, they're porting over to the.
I heard about
They're
Super Meat Boy,
they're
yeah.
porting over to the PS Vita. They're doing a bunch of Atari games that they're porting over to the Vita, which blew my mind because the Vita still like gets support and gets stuff.
Relevant.
Like, do people still have that
The
and
only-
want
the only
games
one
for
I
it?
would actually imagine the Vita like being like relevant to are the hacking community that actually do stuff other than play games on it.
Yeah, like that makes sense, right? But then also like they're porting stuff over to the 3DS as well, and I was like, wait,
3DS.
do people still have a 3DS?
I believe they just like stopped with the support of the 3DS recently, so I think it should still be kind of relevant.
No.
Because,
Dude, they just like they stopped the support for like Windows Vista like only a couple years ago.
Oh, we're talking about Fist. I thought we were talking about
I'm talking about like the no, but
3DS.
yeah, no. I'm talking about not the Vita. I'm talking about Windows Vista.
Oh, Vista! Oh my God!
They just
PlayStation Vita.
No, they just recently stopped supporting Vista.
Dude,
so
that
that's
is
old.
ridiculous.
So that's not the problem. Isn't the support? The problem is the relevancy. Like, did you use Vista when there was 7, 8, 8.1, and 10 available?
No, when Vista came out, I was still on XP, and I did not care for Vista.
You're retarded.
I skipped Vista, went straight to 7, I believe. Yes. So I went from XP to 7.
Vista was so much better than
I
XP.
did not enjoy Windows 8.
8
I
wasn't
skipped
good.
8, and I went straight
8.1
to
was
10.
great.
So
8.1 was
from,
great.
From my patterns, it seems like I skip every other Windows.
No, you had a reason to skip 8.
So XP,
8 wasn't good.
XP,
But you were an
7,
idiot. You were an idiot to stay on
10.
Windows 7. To stay on Windows 7 when 8.1 was out, that was just dumb. It was so optimized. It was so good. Like,
Nah.
the optimization was so good. And all you had to do was learn how to not hit the Windows key, and you'd be fine.
I think
It literally functioned
I
just
think
like Windows 10.
I think I did use Windows 8.1 like a month before they dropped Windows 10, and I had like an add-on which like enabled the Windows Explorer bar.
Yeah, again, there were so many things out there to help you do it. 8.1 wasn't that bad. But back to what we were saying, Limited Run, there was so much there. They're porting so much stuff to the PlayStation, the Switch, the 3DS, the Vita. But you want to know something that we didn't see on as a console listed there?
What was it?
Xbox. They didn't port anything over to Xbox.
Xbox.
Like
Just
any
the regular
Xbox,
or,
anything that
any
Microsoft
Xbox?
makes. They didn't port anything. Because I don't
feel
know
like,
if you know this.
I think Microsoft's more like stricter with their.
No, Sony is way more strict than.
Are they?
Yeah, dude. Microsoft will let you do whatever.
All right.
Microsoft will let you like just whatever. They want the content. Again, I might be biased here, but I'm pretty sure Sony is way more strict. Dude, did you know that Sony
I
caps?
always thought it was like the opposite.
No, did you know that Sony caps your internet speed on the
Well,
PlayStation 4?
I feel like they do that so it makes it more fair for those.
It doesn't matter because ping is what's causing it. So if I have 1,000 upload and 1,000 download, which we do, that doesn't matter. My ping is what matters.
Yeah.
Our ping is like 4 ping. So I'm still going to get an advantage no matter how great my download, my upload speed is.
Who
So
should say they don't cap the ping as well?
you can't cap ping. It's not possible.
It's like, all right, we have a delay on our server side, which prevents you from getting any data if it doesn't meet the 10 ping minimum.
Well, then we can't play any PlayStation games because we're at a 4 ping with the PlayStation servers. I checked. So, and we're screwed. We can't play at all. But yeah, I didn't want to go too much into the limited run. I just kind of what was your overall consensus with limited run? Like just going with it. I thought it was interesting. So let me give my 2 cents really quickly, and then like you can get yours in just because I'm kind of talking about it. After kind of listening and watching about limited run, because this was their first time at E3, right?
Yeah.
They're brand new to E3. They're a little late to the party. E3 is going to be gone in like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah,
so,
I can see that happening.
Right. They'll still like exist in like 5 years,
Yeah, like,
but they just won't be won't be a big deal.
This year, it's a big like play on that.
Yeah, Sony is a big deal on that. So, limited run being there, kind of a big deal for the company, kind of shows and legitimizes them just a little bit. And they came out with a stacked lineup, like saying, "Hey, we're announcing new IPs. We're announcing a bunch of things that we're porting over." I think for their first E3 ever,
All right.
I think it was impressive. Just the sheer amount of things that they had.
The content that they're dropping.
Yeah. Okay. Even though, let's say they dropped 20 things.
All right.
Even though 15 of those things were ports, that's still a big deal. Because they still had something to show you. Right? And, okay, I will take points away because they're porting stuff over the Vita and the 3DS. Like, who cares about that stuff? But they still had, like, their IPs were still, their individual stuff was still compelling enough to say, oh, that's interesting. Oh, okay, I get it. So that's my 2 cents on the limited run kind of conference. If I had to give it a grade, right, because we have to give limited run a grade before we go to Devolver Digital.
All right.
If I had to give limited run a grade, I'm giving it a C. It's your first time out. You did well. You didn't blow any socks off. You did well. You kept the audience entertained. You had enough content to kind of be semi-interesting. You can do better, and I expect better from you next year now that you've done this once.
All right.
And so, yeah, I give it a C. What are your thoughts?
I give it a D. The only reason I give it a D is because it wasn't like didn't like stand out that much.
But did anybody other than Microsoft and Nintendo?
Well, I'm talking about like the other ones I felt like stood out a lot more than limited run.
Makes sense.
And that's why I give it a D. I give it like a high grade, a passing D.
Yeah, D still passing.
Yeah, because
you pass with a D.
Yeah, you pass with a D. You could have gotten an F or C.
Yeah.
I give it a D because all the content set is like we're gonna reach a wide community of people. Because if you don't like this one, you're gonna probably like the other one of the 20 games that we're gonna drop.
Yeah. There was a lot of information being passed around, a lot of that going on. So, yeah, kind of interesting. It was different. That's the one thing I'll say. It was the only comparable to the limited run show would be the PC gaming show.
Yeah.
Just because of the sheer amount of content there. But again, I agree. Kind of not too memorable. Nothing too great. I kind of forgot that they were at E3 until we were making our list of conferences and stuff like that.
Wait, limited run. What is that?
Yeah, like we had to go back and be like, oh yeah, we did watch this. So yeah, overall C, D makes sense. Devolver Digital. I know you love this. I know you loved this conference. So I'll let you take over.
I enjoyed Devolver Digital. It was essentially a movie as the conference. That's what I felt like.
Well, yeah, that's what it was. They just played a video.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about like last episode. If you watched it, how like the E3 is moving away from being actually physical location into like the digital
They still
era.
had a theater.
Yeah, they had a theater, but they were like
I don't
actually
think
like
that's the future. That's me.
as
I
a
don't.
digital like they like just release it at Twitter as a video
Nope.
or Facebook or
Nope.
a social media platform.
I don't think that's the future.
Why
It was a
not?
good idea. It was a good way for Devolver Digital to save money, but that's not the future.
Well,
The future is a Microsoft conference held in Seattle, and a Sony conference held in New York. But like, did you see that Microsoft stage? Like, they're not going to get rid of that in place for a video. They'll still have the video trailers. They're just going. My opinion is they're just going to move that to Seattle.
so just
Yeah,
pay for their own.
Yeah, because they're based out of Seattle. They've got a campus on Seattle. Like, they've got a theater in Seattle. Why are you going to go and do something somewhere else? Why are you going to make that whole stage, pack it up, and then send it to Los Angeles? You know what I'm saying?
I feel like the thing that makes E3 so compelling is the accessibility for the fans. It's like they don't need to be jumping from location to location just to watch one like conference.
but the
And
problem
that's
is,
what makes E3 so like everything's at once. Like and after the actual
But-
like conference, you
but
can
we-
actually go and play the games that they allow.
but we
you to
came up
play.
with a solution for that already. Release the content digitally for
No,
everybody.
But that doesn't solve the problem with accessibility of other
What do you mean?
conferences.
Because,
So,
dude,
I
the
go to-
conferences aren't at E3. That's the thing. We've never been to an E3, but if you look at it, the conferences aren't at E3. They're in different places around Los Angeles. They just happen to coincide with E3. They're not at the convention center. The conferences are off property. Now, some conferences are close to E3, but it's not a matter of accessibility.
Yeah, but
And the other thing, too, that you have to keep in mind is just because you got a ticket to the E3 conference does not mean you got a ticket to the Microsoft conference. You have to get a separate ticket. So that matter of accessibility, it's not accessible. Media gets the most passes when it comes to E3. So if we were wanting to go, let's say our channel grows in next E3 and we want to go, we could probably get media passes if the channel and the like our following grows.
It's big enough, right?
If it gets big enough, right? And it's not big enough in the sense like we don't have to be in the tens or hundreds of thousands. No. We got to be like in the hundreds. Like if we can get to like 500, 600 subscribers and listeners and things like that, like we can get media passes and we'll get priority over regular people going because we're media, because we're going to talk about it. And so it's not an accessibility thing. Like it's not accessible to people. And how do you make it more accessible? Everybody streamed their conference on their channel on Twitch. Every single one of them. Microsoft did theirs on the on the Xbox channel. Bethesda did it on the Bethesda channel. Everything was streamed there. They also streamed it straight to YouTube from their company channels. They also streamed it on Twitter, I think. It was on Twitter. That was the first one I said was Twitch.
Did you?
Yeah.
I'm so now.
So it's like, what changes if you make the conference happen in Seattle by itself, and the only if you want to come, you can come, but the only people that can go is media. It doesn't change the platform at all. And then, hey, instead of saying, and if you want, you can now play the demo for this game here at E3. I was like, okay, that's great, but you've got way more people that are not at E3 than you've got that are at E3. So what you do is you do the same thing. E3 lasts about a week, right? You do the same thing. You say, we're going to do this demo, and it's only going to be available for a week. And that's how you solve the conference problem. That's why I think the death of E3 is coming. It's too expensive to move all this stuff, man. And everything is about budget cuts and profit. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I agree.
Doesn't make sense. But I don't think that the Devolver Digital model of just making a video and then playing the video is the future. Okay, they had to spend a little bit more money on production for video than like having if they were to just do a regular show. Because if you
pre-recorded.
Yeah, because if you relate it to the conference that they did last year, like it wasn't an over-the-top conference, right? They just kind of stood there. The lady screamed and yelled and did her thing. It was kind of crazy, but it's whatever, man. I wasn't a huge fan of the Devolver Digital announcement, if I'm being honest.
Well, I enjoyed the Devolver Digital. I felt like it was like kept you entertained while like showing you cringe.
I
It
don't.
was
It was.
completely cringe.
It was so
It was
cringe.
so cringy. That's what made it so compelling.
Compelling cringe? No. It made me want to. I had to watch that in 3 goes to just get all the information because
It's like,
my brain
yes.
turned off because of the cringe.
It was so cringe. I loved it. The thing that I enjoyed about the cringiness, like they also implied some of the games on the cringe-worthy video.
No, yeah. So like my thing is like it's a like here's the thing that I kind of got out of it is like, hey, this is a super cringe company making cringy content and they're selling you uber cringe games. Like Devolver Bootleg.
The power, but like, oh my gosh, that's
We're
so fun.
selling a game launcher so that you can bootleg our own games.
It's like there's
Dude,
so much contradictory.
Yeah, go be more meta. I got so annoyed with all of their like
It was so funny. I enjoyed it so much.
I was just super blasé about it. I was like, well, whatever, man. Like they already lost me. Like I don't care for when it comes to a conference like that. I don't care for all of the storytelling in the actual conference. What I'm there to see is the games. What I'm there to see is the content. I don't care about you as a company. I don't need to know. I don't need to care about the CEO. I don't need to know who's the marketing director. If they want to have a talking piece, great. Let them come on stage. Let them have their 5 minutes of glory. I'm not going to remember their name. I don't care who you are. Get your monologue over with and show me the game. Let me watch it, enjoy the crap out of it, and then give me more information. That's what I'm there to watch at an E3 conference. You want to blow me away? Do what Microsoft does. That's literally their model. Hey, here's a guy who's on the team, who's kind of important to the team. You'll never remember who this guy is, but here he is announcing something. Here's the trailer for that thing. Here's more information about that thing. Here's Keanu Reeves. Oh my gosh, he's also got a dog. Oh my gosh, Cyberpunk 2077. Then random guy comes out, talks about Cyberpunk 2077 with Keanu Reeves. Everyone's excited. Oh my gosh, Keanu Reeves. And then we move on. And then they go, and here's what everybody's been waiting for. Halo Infinite. Plays the trailer. Random guy walks out. Here's more information about Halo Infinite. Walks off the stage. Do that. I don't need all of this. I don't know if you guys can tell. I wasn't too pleased with the Devolver Bootleg. Not Devolver Bootleg, but the Devolver Digital conference. It was just too like, dude, you gave us like 5 pieces of information. Like that was it. Why did it take you like 30 minutes to give us 5 trailers? And you didn't even tell us anything about the trailers.
It was so much fun.
No, I hated every second of it.
It was
Like,
so much
and the
fun.
thing was that Carrion looked really good.
Carrion did look. That was probably one of the
looked-
best games.
No, it was the best game.
Carrion and that one stick fighter one where he's like running on top of the train. That you said that you played.
Oh, yeah. Fall Guys. That was a Fall Guys Ultimate
No.
Knockout. Yes.
No, not Fall Guys. Fall Guys was the first one.
Yes. Fall
No,
Guys was,
but-
dude, how are you going to tell
The
me?
guy was like running on top of the train with
with guns and it's Fall Guys. That's literally the game.
the Fall Guys with the little
No.
animated creatures where they it was like a family friendly game.
No, that's a different game. That's the Messenger. That's Picnic Panic. How are you going to tell me this?
No, I am sure that Fall Guys is a little squishy toy looking
Nope.
kind of thing.
Oh, yes, it is.
Yes, I am right.
Oh, yeah. Fall Guys, look. The games they released looked really good.
No,
I'm
their
getting-
games look good.
It was the Messenger. It was the Messenger, I think is what it is.
Yeah, probably.
Whatever it is. Fall Guys looked really, really fun and interesting. It looked like a fun time. Devolver Bootleg, if you didn't add all of that gimmick, I probably would have been interested in it. Now I'm going to avoid it like the plague on principle alone. Carrion looked extremely fun.
Carrion looked great.
Incredible. Roguelike with it looked awesome.
It's like I don't really enjoy games like that, but
It looked
Carrion would be a game I would like go out of my way to play.
Yeah, it looked great.
And while T was watching it, I was like comparison to Osmosis.
I don't remember that game.
Osmosis is generally like you're a big giant blob which absorbs other blobs to get bigger. And that's essentially what Carrion is.
So like Slither.io.
Maybe or like Snake the game.
So Slither.io, which is literally Snake the game but PvP.
Yeah, essentially. So essentially like there are people trying to kill you, and you go around just eating the people, getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's essentially what Carry On is. And I thought it was like,
Dude,
yeah,
Carry On looked
it
freaking
looked great.
incredible. Like, they would have had a great conference if they just followed the model.
I enjoyed
Uh,
their new
I think it
model.
was super forgettable. I think if they would have done a regular conference and they would have focused on the content, which was the games, and not the conference itself, I think what they wanted to do is, hey, remember us. But I think they would have been way more, like, if you would have given me more information on Carry On, I'm sorry, and how you got that idea and how you developed it. Like, that's what I care about, and I think that's what a lot of people care
What
about.
hooked me was when Carry On like ripped from the guy's chest.
But again, that turned me off immediately. Like, it was super gimmicky. The thing that got me was the gameplay. It looked incredible. Because if it wasn't for the gameplay, I would have been like, well, whatever. But it looked really good. Like, it looked fun. I'm excited. I'm upset that I have to wait till 2020.
Oh yeah.
So it's just like,
You know what? Other game actually looked really good from Devolver Digital, which I say is probably like the second top game after Carry On. Would be the Fall Guys.
I don't know if that's second. I think that's third.
I feel like Fall Guys would have been will be an amazing family game that you like.
I don't
get
think it's
together and play.
I don't know if it's a family game. I think it's more of a party game.
Yeah, party game. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, because family games, like Bomberman is a family game.
A Bomberman. I love Bomberman.
Like Bomberman is a family game. Like, when you play Mario Party, you don't play Mario Party with family. You play Mario Party with friends while you're getting drunk to get upset at each other. Like, on purpose.
Yeah, Fall Guy does seem like a party game.
Yeah, like you just gotta collect Fall Guys or just
Whatever
it is.
Whatever
like,
it is.
looked
it
interesting.
looked like a
It looked fun. It looked fun. Even though we didn't really get any gameplay, we just kind of got like a cinematic trailer.
Cinematic trailer, yeah. But it's like literally told you like, yeah, this game over here is
It's gonna be fun.
it's a party game. You're gonna enjoy it.
It's colorful. It's loud. You're gonna enjoy it. And that's about it.
And there's
That
only
was
one
it. Like, that
winner,
was literally the whole trailer. Was like, hey, there's these stupid guys from this game that you've recognized
which
before.
kind of look like minions.
Well, you never played the original Fall Guys. That's the thing. Like, Fall Guys was great because they're like super sticky, so you could like grab like ledges and be really awkward. It was a really like the mechanics and the physics in that game is really awkward because like the Fall Guys don't have bones, so they're just kind of like flop around, and so but like
kind of goo.
and yeah, but they stick to things. And like I don't know how to describe it. Like, it looked fun. It looked interesting. It looked like, hey, you're gonna have a fun time with this thing. And that was it. Again, I think it was a super forgettable conference. Is there anything like specific that you wanted to talk about else with Devolver Digital, or just want to kind of give it its grade?
I guess we could give it the grade. It was a small conference.
Yeah.
It listed like 4 games.
There's a reason we put this one at 2:00.
Yeah, it's like a forgettable conference. Enjoyable video. Tio did not enjoy it. I enjoyed it.
Okay, talk about you. What is
you
your
should-
grade and why?
You should watch it, see if you enjoy it or not. It's very cringy, so we'll give you that. I give it overall. I give it a C.
That's a really high grade.
It is a high grade. I give it a C because I enjoy how cringy it was.
All right. Let me correct your statements because your statements were inherently wrong. The cringe did not add, like, there's good cringe and there's bad cringe.
It was good.
That
cringe.
was bad cringe.
It was
The
funny.
Office, hey, I'm giving my explanation now. I didn't interrupt you. The Office is good cringe. Parks and Rec, that's good cringe, right? You cringe at the moments and the situation that Michael Scott puts him in the situations that Leslie Knope puts herself in, and you're like, oh my gosh. Oh. But you enjoy that cringe. I didn't enjoy a single second of this cringe. It wasn't good. The content was incredible. And by what I mean by that is like the actual gameplay and the actual like what they showed us was really, really good. But you were so distracting with the other parts of the conference that you didn't let your games and your content shine. You overshadowed your games, the things that are going to make you money. And so I have to give it an F. You failed at your job. I don't remember the games that you announced. I remember your conference, and not for a good reason. And I'm not going to go out and actively look for those games. Because of the fact that I was like, if Devolver Digital is going to put that on as a show, how can I support it or trust it as a company to make a good game? And I will totally forget that they make Carry On. And I'll totally forget that they're the people who make Fall Guys. And if I happen to cross those games again, I'll buy them. I have to give it an F. It wasn't a good conference. It's great gameplay, great content, but you overshadowed your own freaking content. Like, how do you mess up that big? I feel like they shot for something and they missed the mark.
I give it an A for originality.
No, it wasn't even original, dude. Oh, man, we're going to take the alien thing. Like, it wasn't even that original.
Is that from a movie?
Yes, it's from Alien.
Is it from Alien?
I literally said the name of the movie. It's Alien. All right. Let us know what you guys think in the comment section below or on any of the social media platforms. You'll get all of that information in the end card.
Feel free to watch Devolver Digital and say who you agree with, Tigo or me.
Yes, I would actually love to hear that opinion. Like I said, I give it an F for those reasons. I think I'm right. But let us know what you guys think. Again, I think the gameplay was awesome. And if they would have focused on that, I would have had a way better... I think I would have enjoyed it. I think it would have gotten an A. I think it would have been the first... If they would have followed the conference model, I think they would have gotten an A, close to an S. Like, they would have been top 3 easily.
Yeah.
Because they had the best games.
They had the
Dude,
greatest
they
game.
had 4 or 5 things that they showed us. And they were all great and hilarious and exciting and wonderful. And then they overshadowed it with their own show. So, like John said, let us know what you guys think. Who do you agree with? In the comment section below or on any of our social media platforms. We check that stuff daily, and so we'd love to have that conversation. If you haven't already, we'd love if you guys chatted and subscribe to the YouTube channel or whatever it is, and have a conversation with us. We'd love to go back and forth.
All
Remember,
this will be listed in the end card.
in the end card, yep, and
Yes.
also in the description below. Like I said,
And if you're lost on which episode we are on, you can look at the description. There's a little arrow pointing towards the episode that we're at.
Yep. We're everything again is scheduled. You know exactly what's coming out next. You know what to skip, what not to skip. If you don't care about stuff, we hope you don't skip anything. We hope you listen to
And
everything.
now we have one more episode at 6 p.m.
6 p.m.
4
today.
hours from now. So set your alarms, set your clocks, set your timers.
Set your sundials. Set your oven timers. Your microwave clocks. Put your baby to sleep. If they have like a set schedule. What else can wake you up or remind you? The Rock
your
app.
dogs.
The Dwayne Johnson app where you set an alarm and then he wakes you up by giving you motivational
Have someone prank
speeches.
call you.
Yep. Call for a pizza and ask for it to get delivered exactly at 6 o'clock so that when you get your pizza, you know, hey, the EA conference is uploaded.
And that's who we're doing next. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Well, they do a lot more stuff with that.
I just
EA,
love it.
guys, I'm telling you right now, EA is going to be a long one. EA is going to be a long one. We got to talk about Apex. We got to talk about FIFA. We got to talk about Madden. It's going to be a long one.
It's going to be long.
I'm sorry. But the other two weren't that long, so that's a good thing. So EA is kind of the creme de la creme. We kind of saved the best for last when it came to Wednesday. Try to make the best thing the last thing. And then, I don't know why I'm swinging. Man, that's really it. My name's
Very
Tigo.
excited. My name's Sean.
And we're out.
Hi guys, Maddie here. Thanks for listening to Level 1 Sidekicks. If you want to check us out on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, or Discord, and if you guys are feeling a little bit generous, subscribe to our Patreon page. Have a good one.